Hello, everyone, and welcome to this very special edition of Starting 11. I'm Adelia. I'm extremely happy. With me, as always, is Snark. Snark, not as happy,
Ah,
but still, Chelsea
it
won
wasn't
today,
it
so
wasn't going to matter to me either way.
yeah.
Starting
But
12
still,
by
Chelsea won today. It
yeah,
could have
that's
been
good.
worse.
And against a team that they better of, it's automatic 3 points, and they did not play like they really wanted to. But we'll get into that, and I guess in a little bit, there might be
Yeah.
more pressing matters you guys want to talk about.
With us, of course, is Ferris. Ferris, thank you for joining us today.
Thank you guys for having me. I really appreciate it. It's been a glorious morning and afternoon and evening and day all around.
As BX Gunner says, oh, this is going to be good.
Hmm.
We have a champion in the Premier League because Manchester City couldn't beat Bournemouth.
No,
And,
Sorry,
Ferris,
Oh,
that was
loud.
very loud.
a little too loud. I apologize. That got me.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got this in the EV Mux. Arsenal are your Premier League champions for 2025-26. I've waited for this for 20 years. I became an Arsenal fan in 2006. I didn't even know the Premier League existed. I was just watching the Champions League games on ESPN in the afternoons because that's where they were then. And I followed them all the way to the final, and it was heartbreak. And it's been a whole bunch of heartbreak ever since because I found out the Premier League existed and I found out they played there and they haven't won. They haven't won in 22 years, actually, because their
Nope.
last team was the Invincibles that won the trophy. This is incredibly special for me. I've said it before many times, but Arsenal I credit with finding Arsenal I credit with at least 80% of the reason why I am still alive. And to see the guys tonight get so excited when the final whistle blew, everybody having gathered together at the training ground to watch. It was really special, and I cried my eyes out after the final whistle because they did it. They finally did it. We've come close over the years, especially the last few years, but they finally did it. They finally have won the Premier League, and it means literally everything to me right now. So, Snark, we'll get your thoughts in a minute. But Ferris, I want to know what this means to you as a fairly new Arsenal fan.
He's waited
Well-
weeks for this.
Well, old new or
Old
new
no,
old.
it's not as long as I have been an Arsenal fan.
Yes.
But you have been an
Yes.
Arsenal fan for several years now.
Yes. It's great. I like so growing up in soccer or world football. In my family, there were 5 teams we knew about. 5 teams. It was Man United because of our cousin. Don't like him. Barcelona and Real Madrid because of my older brother. He's a Barcelona fan. If you're a Barcelona fan, you know about Real Madrid. That's just the way it is. And then AC Milan only because my aunt bought me a jersey when I was a kid of the old school, like I think early 2000s AC Milan jersey. And Arsenal because growing up, our favorite player, one of my favorite players on Barcelona was Thierry Henry. I didn't know anything about Thierry Henry before Barcelona. I knew nothing. I go to YouTube, I look up Thierry Henry highlights. All of his highlights are in this jersey that's red and white. I was like, that's not the Barcelona jersey. That's not, they don't wear white. They wear blue and red. I don't know what the hell this is. And the Arsenal, the Invincibles, him, Vieira, Bergkamp, especially, I became a fan of them. I always thought Arsenal, he probably had you're 8. So you're like, he named the team after himself. That's awesome. Incorrect, but you're an 8-year-old.
Incorrect.
Yeah,
Very
you're an 8-year-old.
incorrect.
What do you want an 8-year-old to do? It
Yeah.
is what it is. So, and then I stopped following soccer altogether. I just stopped watching. I only cared about the national teams. I knew all about the national teams, especially the U.S. national teams. I didn't watch any of the U.S. national team players at their clubs.
Mm-hmm.
Barely knew what a Fulham was. That's what Clint Dempsey was. Landon Donovan is Landon Donovan, LA Galaxy, it is what it is. But then I got into world football back again. Our friendship introduced me. And it was just tremendous all around. I'm not gonna lie. I didn't watch the Koscielny years. I didn't sit there and watch Olivier Giroud miss 25 million chances in a season. I didn't watch that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna do it. You know what I mean? I didn't watch, Stokes snap every midfielder we had's legs in half. I didn't watch that.
God, I remember those years.
I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I'm not gonna sit here and pontificate of like I've gone through the years. Stop rolling your eyes, Rob.
I was falling asleep.
Fall asleep.
Snark to sleep.
You know what? You sure go to sleep, Rob. You know what I mean? And I'm very proud of them. It was really great. I was reintroduced to them during the 2022 World Cup year, the year they were first, and then World Cup stopped the season halfway through.
I made you watch All or Nothing with me.
Yes. I watched All or Nothing, the famous light bulb. Like we are a light bulb. Watch the light bulb, and I'm like, what the hell am I watching here now?
Mikel Arteta was crazy in that, but it worked eventually.
Exactly. Eventually it worked. And then there's that one video of where they played horribly. I think it was against Southampton. Of course, it had to be against Southampton. It's always against Southampton. That's what you get, Southampton. That's what you get, you cheating bastards. But I digress.
We'll talk about that a little later.
Yes. And he's like cussing them out. And he said, "You want to be a team? You want to win a championship? This is not how a team will operate." And then like he gets in front of, I think it was Hector. No, it wasn't Hector. Was it
Nuno Tavares?
He got right in Nuno's face and says, "You want to be a team?" And he's yelling in Nuno's face. And I'm like, yeah, I like this guy. This guy seems pretty cool. The light bulb thing kind of a little stupid, but this yelling thing, I really enjoy it. So I kind of from there on until now, it's been a stronger love. I'm not gonna front. I did not watch Perp Mertesacker and Koscielny and William Gallis. I didn't watch any of those stuff, but my center back is William Saliba, and I'm proud of it. Yeah, and Gabby.
Yeah. Snark, your thoughts on Arsenal being Premier League champions?
Oh, I love it too. I love it as much as waking up in the middle of the night with a cramp in my leg. You know how that is.
Yeah.
Maybe that's an old thing. Maybe that's just an old thing.
A cramp in the leg means you're going to get
I think it's adorable that Arsenal's won the championship. I think it's probably about time that they won a championship, for God's sakes. Congratulations to them. They were the consistent. Again, same thing as last. Consistent. You're going to win. Didn't like the way they played football at all. Thought they got a lot of breaks. Maybe some
coming
other clubs
from a
didn't.
Chelsea fan is hilarious.
What breaks
I don't
do we
like
get?
the way. I don't like the no. Saying I don't like the way they played football when your biggest manager in your history played football terrorism every week. But sure, Robert, we were an eyesore. I watched highlights of those Mourinho teams.
We weren't anybody's back. We weren't backs. We weren't anybody's backpacks to get away with it, for God's sakes. We actually played, but and we had a guy that could go up there and actually knock in a goal. That was pretty good.
We had a couple. We had a couple.
Yeah. Well, it's good. Like, what's the alternative? Man City?
Yeah.
No thanks. Enough of Man City. Like, do I even consider Arsenal a rival and stuff like? Not really. Like, you guys don't consider Chelsea, right? Like, for you guys, it's like we share the same city and stuff like that.
It's really United.
You guys are like Tottenham. It's Tottenham. Everybody hates United. We got United. Obviously, there's Fulham, which isn't really a rivalry either. Everyone hates Spurs. So yeah, I think became the biggest rivalry for Chelsea became united throughout the 2000s into the 2010s, early 2010s, until they started going down as well. I don't really know. Like, to say the strongest rival Chelsea is, I don't even know anymore, especially the way the team's been going. But City, like, there was no chance that the league was going to allow City to win the championship this year. It's crazy. They're going to come down on these guys hard. You're seeing in the championship, when we talk about what's happening with Southampton, coming down hard. They're going to come down hard on City. Pep's leaving. He's scurrying away with the rats.
Yep.
He's finding a little floating 2x4 or something like that on the ocean. He's going to jump off and he's going to go to Spain. No one's ever going to see him for 2 or 3 years until he shows up, wherever he's going to show up at for a minute with his kids, and that'll be fine. This is the life he's going to want. He's never going to manage again, I don't think. I think that's going to be
I don't think so
him.
either. Unless they can convince him to manage Spain, I don't think he's managing again.
That would be the only thing, would be the national team.
There's no way. The only thing he's never won is a World Cup.
Well, he might be going there at the wrong time. I think the Spanish guys are going to start going a little bit south, unless he jumps onto another club somewhere. But I can't see how that possibly would happen, seeing how I think one of the biggest reasons why he wanted to leave the club was to go back to Spain and spend more time with his kids. Doesn't make any sense for him to jump onto like the whichever job, a French job or something like that. Could you imagine Pep Guardiola coaching the French, for God's sakes? But anyways, there's only a select couple of clubs in world football that he'd be able to coach at.
Yeah, well, the French already have their succession plan. After Didier, it's going to be Zizou, so he's not getting the French job at all. I think there was talk that the U.S. could throw a bunch of money at him.
I don't think that's happening.
But we're not. Well, you know what? One of the wildest stats I've ever seen, but like, of course, it's true. No team has ever won a World Cup with a foreign manager. It's never happened. Like, it's never happened at all. So, and a lot of the
this year, and Jesse Marsh takes Canada to the World Cup.
Final, yes, played in Newark, New Jersey.
All right, we're spending way too much time speculating where Pep Guardiola is going. Let's move on from that.
It's a big story. Yeah,
it is a big story, and we'll talk about it some more.
City's going to get hammered. City will get hammered after the season's done. You're going to see a bunch of changes.
I hope so.
They deserve it.
They do. They deserve it. Yeah.
But you know what? They don't matter.
They're going to see a lot of changes. They're going to see a lot of changes. You're going to see the way that refereeing inside the box is going to get changed drastically come after the World Cup.
Good, man. Gabriel's going to be free.
Oh my God! To do
he's going to be just he's going to be his hands will be free.
His hands will be free. Just to think of all the things he
truck.
You could take up juggling or something.
Okay. There's still a lot about this season left to be decided. We still have a final relegation place to be decided. There's still European places up for grabs. Bournemouth has got one thanks to their draw against City today. Yep. Probably not going to be the 5th place Champions League spot unless because Liverpool's got a +6 goal difference over Bournemouth for that. So I don't think they're gonna get that. But
I think they will. I think they will get it. It depends on if Aston Villa wins the Europa League final.
If Aston Villa wins the Europa League final, they'll get a Champions League spot. I'm saying I don't think they're going to finish 5th in the table.
Yeah,
no, absolutely not. Absolutely not.
It would have to be like Villa would have to lose. I think Liverpool has to win by 5 or something. I think they're playing 4th or something like that. And then every other team has to win as well. So it's weird. There's weird math. Someone was trying to say how Chelsea could get in there. It's like Chelsea. Like I think they're in the Conference League spot. The maybe one of the more important.
You only say that because Chelsea has won it. No one else remembers this league exists.
Don't even know what the trophy looks like.
Well, West Ham remembers.
Everyone wins it. If the English teams just go there to win something else, in a weird country. Baku.
I want to say thank you to everyone who's watching right now. If you'll do me a favor, please like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't. We have a bunch of World Cup coverage coming at the conclusion of the Premier League season, which is, of course, this coming weekend. We're just crossed 450 subscribers. We're trying to get to 500. So if you would please subscribe to the channel, it would really mean a lot and help us out in reaching our goal. Liking the video will help the people find the video in the algorithm. YouTube is very complicated and works in weird ways. So if you could do those two things, I would really appreciate it.
They're maniacs.
Maniacs.
Yeah. That's what YouTube is. A bunch of maniacs put together, hitting themselves in the head with hammers.
YouTube is a lot of stuff, but I don't know about maniacs.
We'll see.
I'm so happy, you guys. I'm so relieved that this is not going down to the final weekend.
You want to talk about the games at all?
We'll talk about the games in a minute. Well, there's not much to talk about. We beat Burnley 1-0.
Yeah.
Bournemouth was beating City.
Another questionable call, but this isn't going to matter now anyway.
It's not going to matter. And Bournemouth was beating City for, I don't even know when the Bournemouth goal was scored because I was asleep.
Before halftime. It was like 40.
I was asleep and I woke up and it was like the 61st minute and Bournemouth was up and I was like, oh God, this might be happening today.
Yeah, Junior Krupa
And then I watched the game on mute.
He almost gets it right back and stuff like that. Like seconds afterwards, he gets another break, but he's off.
38. The 38th minute.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, okay. And then Haaland scores a consolation goal for City at the very end, but it doesn't matter because they needed to win that game, and they didn't.
Yep.
And
hit a post. Anthony Taylor maybe a little quick on the whistle. They didn't like that, but it's like, you guys had to go the entire length of the pitch here, guys. Relax.
Yeah. There was a couple of posts hit in that game, I think. Mm-hmm. But, yeah.
Woodwork.
The woodwork, yeah. I'm just so unbelievably happy. This is like the best thing that's happened to me as an Arsenal fan in 20 years.
But wait.
And
there might be
it could get better.
It
could get better. Yeah.
I'm not even talking about the Champions League. I'm talking about what could happen next week.
What could happen next week?
There's still a chance Tottenham goes out.
Oh, that's right. Well, that's not next week. That's this coming weekend on Sunday.
Well, that's what I mean. Next match week.
West Ham beats Leeds and Tottenham loses to Everton, this is the greatest season ever, if that happens.
There's a chance. You're saying there's a chance. That's all you guys.
There's a chance. There's a chance.
Yep.
Unfortunately, West Ham Central still stays in the Premier League, which is, kind of a But, Tottenham getting relegated is cool with me. It would have been funny if both of them got relegated. God damn it, Burnley. But, it is what it is.
Burnley was way out of it before it even became a battle between Tottenham and West Ham.
That's a good point. But, yeah.
I like that.
Upset.
I mean,
somebody in the English press started saying you better hope that West Ham stay up because the citizens are going to have to pay an awful lot more in taxes, considering how London Stadium still isn't paid for.
Yeah,
they're paying for it. The whole city to pay for these jerks going to play in the Championship.
Why did they move from their stadium? Why did they move from the stadium?
I don't know why they moved from the Bowling Ground. Just because London Stadium's newer, bigger. I don't know.
The revenue stream. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a lot of reasons.
They got roasted by some British Olympians saying like, we'll win more medals at your stadium than you've ever won at your stadium, because they were going to do the outdoor track and field championships at London Stadium, and I think West Ham blocked that, and I think it was Keely Hodgkins, the long distance British runner that won gold at the Olympics, roasted them about like, what do you losers shouldn't have any say on what we do at London Stadium, which is one of the main stadiums at our nation. Shout out to you, Keely, even though you're a Man United fan, which is gross, but shout out to you. Yeah. All
right, we should talk about the games because that's what we do here. We should talk about the games.
Well, we talked basically about a couple of them. We get the.
How many of them really mattered? 4.
A few of them. A few of them really mattered.
Yes.
a couple of them have that's things involved where it kind of moves the chess pieces. There's so many teams just stuck at like 49 points, and then you have teams at 51, 52 in that area, and those could all
that
still
could all
reach Europe.
change.
They can all still reach Europe.
So
I finally found it.
I'm gonna let you guys
hang
go.
on, Ferris. Before you go.
Hang on.
This from Stuart McFarlane in the All or Nothing video. This is my club. I fucking love this football club.
What a potty mouth.
That's me.
Yes.
What a bunch of potty mouths. I hope he got his nails washed out with soap.
No. I hope that he's enjoying the hell out of this right now.
Mm-hmm.
I hope a lot of people are enjoying the hell out of this right now. I've never actually wanted to be in a large crowd celebrating something when one of my teams wins a championship. You know how like they pour out into the city and they start, celebrating and stuff. I've never wanted to be there, but I wanted to be outside the Emirates tonight. I wanted to be in that crowd. Gunnersaurus was out there. Like I wanted to be part of that, and I'm sad that I'm not. But
poetic. Some poeticism. Poeticism. I don't think that's a word. Some poeticness about next week is due to us winning the Premier League. Crystal Palace gets an extra $10 million, and they give Eberici Eze a guard of honor. So there's that.
So someone on Twitter pointed out that Barry Eze could have been battling relegation with Spurs, but instead he's a Premier League champion, and that's got to feel real good for an Arsenal kid, like he is. So
I love how the story is. He calls Arsenal, says, "You want to match it?" And Mikel Arteta,
please don't make me go there.
Yeah, and then no, but here's the cool thing about the story, Adelia. Mikel Arteta could have been like, no, yeah. But Mikel told him, give me an hour. I'll be right back. And then he goes to the board and says, I want him. Give me him now. And they're like, okay. And they hijacked the deal. They could have let him
go play for Spurs.
Yeah, they could have just let him,
They could have said you have a Gabby Martinelli at home.
Exactly. He could have been like, nah, yeah, shoo. But he was like, no.
And you know what?
Give me a minute. I'll be right back.
I will also shout out Spurs because Barry Eze scored 2 hat tricks against them this year. One hat trick and a couple of goals in the second one. But 5 goals against them this year. We won 6 out of 6 points. But they took 5 out of 6 points from Man City. So.
Yeah, if you want to see where Man City lost the league, there it is.
City lost to some teams this year that they should not have lost to, and the biggest one of them is Spurs. So technically, Spurs is the reason that Arsenal are champions.
North London forever.
Didn't they drop points to Wolves too? Just off the top of my head, I thought they dropped points to like
I think they did.
Yeah.
We did too. We did too.
Yeah. Oh, don't even remind me of that game.
I know. Well, Ferris, it doesn't matter. Ferris, it doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter.
It does not matter.
We have the trophy.
It probably matters more than anything.
It matters that we weren't champions sooner, but that's about it.
That's true.
Yeah.
Because we're the champions.
And shout out to Selhurst Park. Shout out to Crystal Palace. I feel like someone pointed out to me that us and Crystal Palace, we're like kindred spirits, right? Because the way we operate and a lot of our fan base, back in the 90s and the early 2000s, a lot of them were from South London. A lot of them were, immigrants, Jamaican immigrants, Nigerian immigrants. A lot of them lived in South London, and there's a connection there. They're the South London club now because they finally made it to the Premier League. But for years, Arsenal and South London had a kind of like a kinship together. There's not a famous book. There's a book called Black Arsenal, and a lot of the black players came from South London for Arsenal. So we kind of have like a brotherhood, a togetherness. So shout out to them, man. Shout out to Crystal Palace.
We have a comment here from Yusuf. This has been a tough season. We haven't enjoyed it because the media ecosystem went out of its way to spoil it for us by cooking up silly reasons to hate on us every week because we drive clicks. Absolutely. The media sucked. He follows up with, but now it all seems so sweet, and to think Havertz scored from a corner, sweeter.
Shout out to Yusuf. Yes.
Is that the 18th? I heard that you guys scored 20, but I think it was 18th in the league, right?
Yes, we have the record. It is 18 from corners. So shout out. Cool with me. I don't care.
I don't care.
You
can call us Set Piece FC. You can say we're boring. I mean, boring Arsenal is a thing that was a thing once upon a time. It can be a thing again. I don't care.
22 years again.
Yes.
You are so far away from a title right now, Snark. It's not even funny.
And you're going to go in debt. You're in debt.
I could care less about that.
Yeah.
Who cares about that? It's not our money, Ferris.
That's true. That's true. Rob's not in debt. Rob isn't in debt. Yeah. Rob knows
incredibly in debt. How about that?
Yeah. Rob, you know, he's very frugal with his money.
Yeah, that's right.
You guys are getting Xabi Alonso, which is a development that has happened since our last episode. Yes. But you've still got the Brighton boys as the sporting directors.
Right. They dropped the label manager.
But on that note, guys, thank you so much.
Right. Oh yeah, Ferris has got to go.
You.
But thank you for joining us, Ferris.
Be safe.
Appreciate you.
Safe. Big up the Gunners. Come on, you Gunners. Shout out.
All right. Bye, Ferris. Let me do this.
Is he gone?
There we go. He's gone.
Right. Transition. All right. They dropped the manager title on him, so I think you'll have more of a say and stuff like that. We'll see.
I think you weren't going to get him unless he was the manager.
I don't think it would have mattered if you know. If
I
they're just going to get a head coach, they're not going to change anything. I think they knew that by now.
No, I think they've learned that.
A press release, a release in like the match day program or something like that, but I haven't seen it.
I don't think that's happened. Everybody's talking like he's been announced, and I just don't know if it's official announced.
Yep.
Okay.
Yeah, it was announced through the website 2 days ago or something like that.
Okay, see, I missed that entirely. I've been so nervous about the end of these days. Yeah.
The FA Cup debacle. That wasn't a debacle. Like I was listening to guys talk on the on ESPN FC, I guess that's the thing or whatever, on satellite radio. A couple guys, the one guy, I guess they're called two grumpy jerks or something like that. And one guy keeps going on about how piss poor Chelsea was, and City was the much better side throughout. It's like,
was it Craig Burley or Stevie Nicol? Because those are the two really angry ones on there.
Yeah, it was neither one. It's radio hosts, like it's on the radio thing. It wasn't those two guys. It was two purely super Scottish guys, and I think even older than Nichols. For God's sakes, like when they say grumpy, pundits or something like that. The guy sounds like he's 90 years old, and he's running down Chelsea and stuff like that. Doesn't think that the foul on João Pedro was a penalty, and it's like, I don't know what you're watching. I don't know what you'd have to do to get a penalty in this league if that isn't crossing over the guy, putting your shoulder into his chest, never looking at the ball and going through your man. I'm pretty sure that's a foul. I
watched that game on Saturday, and I was like,
"That's the refereeing this year."
It's the refereeing is so bad. The refereeing is bad in every sport, but it's been particularly bad in the Premier League this year.
They've gone out of their way to be bad. And Howard Webb and his poor, long distance plan is probably costing him a few $1,000. I guess you don't even really pay for long distance calls. I think we're just old enough to remember when that was a thing. It's the cost an arm and a leg to talk to somebody. You have to wait until after 6.
It did. Yep.
Yeah, ridiculous. So, yeah.
Your internet is particularly bad right now, Snark.
It's so strange. It was working fine. Yeah,
it's a little better now.
I started running down the PGMOL. Yeah, I started running the PGMOL, and they have this button. So I'll take that, and how web controls the internet, as we all know.
Doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. I mean, it matters immensely, but it doesn't matter because they don't care. They don't care. They do not care.
No.
If you've just joined us, please go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel. Really appreciate it. We just crossed 450 subscribers, and we'd like to get to 460, 470, up to 500. We're going to have a lot of coverage at the end of the Premier League season next week, and we're going to have a lot of coverage of the World Cup coming up. So check it out.
People keep saying Semenyo for Player of the Year. I don't get it.
Where are they getting that?
They find the most random city guy, and it's like, let's give him this. I can't believe Phil Foden won the Player of the Year.
I also don't understand the Bruno Fernandes for Player of the Year. Do people not remember the first half of the season?
Yeah, no kidding. Well, yeah, he was playing with one of his handcuffed to his arm.
Yeah, but still, like, the first half of the season exists.
Yep.
He's not Player of the Season.
It's a season-long thing. No. That's all. That's ridiculous.
Who is your Player of the Season?
No, I'd probably give it to Raya.
Raya?
Most clean sheets in your teams. You have to. I just don't see you giving it to either. Gabriel. So give it to him.
I don't think they'll give it to Raya because I think they'll give him the goalkeeper award or whatever the hell it's called. But I think they'll give it to Declan Rice. I think Rice deserves it. He's been very good this year.
I don't know. I don't know if they'll give it to Declan Rice, but we'll see. Well,
according to all the odds makers and everything over there, it's Bruno, it's Semenyo, and it's Declan Rice that are the favorites to win that award. So whatever.
Such a strange thing.
David Raya is without a doubt. Arsenal's Player of the Season. If they give it to someone else, I'm going to be like, what are you guys doing? So.
Yep. It's a team known for getting clean sheets, and the guy who gets them should be the top player.
He has made...
And he hasn't just... He's made the least amount of saves. But he's made important saves.
He's made very important saves.
58 saves or something like that all season.
Yeah, because our defense is very good, but when needed, David Raya was there most of the time. So,
yeah,
I think he's our Player of the Season. What do you want to talk about now, Snark?
I want to go through just some of the matches here so we can find out how everything will line up at the end of the
let's do that.
After the next match, we'll talk quick about Chelsea.
Oh, wait, we have a comment from Neko Simon. I'm gonna say, people do not understand. Most of the fans were 2, 4, 5, 7, 10 years old when Arsenal last won the league. They didn't know much about football, so this feels like their first trophy as Arsenal supporters. Absolutely.
Their first big one.
First big one. It's been 22 years since they won the league. I've been an Arsenal fan for 20 years. I've never seen this before. Obviously, lots of people haven't. And this is the first big one we've won. FA Cups are great.
Won with color TV.
That's not true. That is not even remotely close to true. But the FA Cups that we've won in the last 20 years are great. But this is special. This is very special. And it could get better. It could get better.
Yeah.
Champions League final on May 30th. We're doing a watch along of it on this channel if anybody wants to come hang out. Me and Ferris. So.
Champions League final. You can see Spurs possibly relegated after Chelsea beat them today.
This is a phenomenal season.
Just to keep them in that window. And so it looks good today for Chelsea. They didn't bother giving a shit for most of the match, but gave enough to get a couple goals by. Andre Santos scores a goal, which was nice. I thought Richarlison was offside for his goal, and I've never seen anything.
I thought he was too.
That never convinces me otherwise. But again, it's Richarlison, so it's an inconsequential goal. That's the only ones he scores.
That's true. That's very true.
He's always scoring.
It gave Spurs fans some hope for 5 minutes, and then it just
I love when they turn to their fans at the bridge whenever it's getting a little tight for Tottenham and stuff like that. I liked seeing Roberto De Zerbi, getting a little impatient. I loved seeing Conor Gallagher getting upset in that ridiculous yellow goddamn kit they were wearing. Shame on him still. Shame on his family for letting all this happen. Why would you put the old crest on in the middle of your shirt too? It just shows you have no pride. You guys have no pride at all in anything you guys wear or do.
I think my favorite fan moment of the day is when they focused in on this one Man City fan and his son who decided to leave during stoppage time. And the camera stayed on him for a good 2 to 3 minutes, just as he made his way behind people out of the row, and then they paused briefly on the stairs, and then they went down the stairs. It was enjoyable for me.
Yeah, it might have been a media plant. They have guys that they just plant in fan groups and stuff like that to focus their cameras on because they're going to act animated.
Maybe.
It's a weird thing to do.
It's very weird.
Yeah.
Anyways,
Chelsea's in a spot now, in a Europe spot. So they hold a European destiny in their hands. I don't know if they can get rid of it. I don't know if they could offer it to somebody else instead of just not playing for it next year because they've been playing.
I think they will. I think they will play in the Conference League next year, and you will continue to talk about how important the Conference League is, and I will continue to remind you that most people don't know it exists.
Most important major trophy I've heard of in the last 10 years.
Absolutely not.
I don't know one major one that I've heard of in the last 10 years that I could say is better. I've known about the other ones for far longer. So Tottenham losing helps out because West Ham did not play great against Newcastle, and may have been Eddie Howe's last game at St. James Park. We'll see. Nothing decided yet, but
I think it feels like it was.
It feels like it was. The crowd was behind them. At least they had a favorable, of course, matchup to end things off in their home part of their schedule. They get goals from Watamade, which is good. He's had 8 goals. Everyone keeps talking about what a flop he is. He has 8 goals, 11 goal things altogether. 8 goals and 3 assists. He's doing okay.
It's okay.
He had to come in for a guy that was pretty good for them. So the expectations are going to be sky high, and costs a lot of money.
They expect. I think a lot of people expected him to be Isak, and he's not Isak, and it's just he did all right for Newcastle. He needs to build on that next year.
Yeah, Osula has a couple of goals, and he's up to 7 or something like that now for him, and he only has 23 appearances or something like that. So he's doing just fine for them as well. Newcastle not having to worry about Europe next year. That'll be it for them. They can relax. That's why I just don't see why get rid of Eddie Howe now when he's going to have these guys rested. Maybe there's another push for Europe in Eddie Howe.
I think the thing is that every time they've been in Europe, their league form has suffered terribly.
Yep.
And I think that's why they'd make the move to get rid of him.
I'm just thinking about who would be able to replace him. There's a certain manager that knows the Premier League pretty well. Just left Napoli, so maybe, and they have a bunch of money. You know that over.
They do.
Yeah, maybe Antonio Conte wants to come over for a brief spell in the Midlands.
I can't imagine him in Newcastle, but we'll see.
There's only so many jobs.
I know money talks. I know money talks, but I just can't imagine Antonio Conte as the manager of Newcastle.
To just walk away from Napoli when you have a good relationship with everybody is just kind of odd. He's used to being fired. He just can't from places, for God's sake. You know, he didn't want to get hurt again.
Speaking of people who walked away from clubs this year, Enzo Maresca is going to replace Pep at City.
The Spider-Man meme. He's been. This is the moment he's been waiting for. But I'm pretty sure that he has a full head of hair. He just shaves it so he can look more like Pep. Grows the beard the same size as Pep. You know, introduces the same play style as Pep. Has worked under Pep. You ever watch that show Community when they had the doppelganger? That's basically who Enzo is. And watch for the loss coming, because this thing had been rumored going on at Chelsea since the beginning of the year. They knew this was going on. They knew that they were tampering. So they're going to go after him. And it looks like Rossini might want to try and go after Chelsea for something too, even though I don't know if it's been paid out yet or he's trying to fight it or something like that. But so strange. Liam Rossini thinking there's 4 million for 130 days work or 39 days work. Crazy. Craziness doesn't matter. It's almost over.
Doesn't matter. I hope Enzo Maresca enjoys managing City in the League 2 or wherever they relegate them to.
Could be worse even. Could be worse. The most expensive stadium that you can get into for $8 or something like that if they're playing that low. It's going to be bananas. This is going to be the story of the season. Might even surpass the World Cup, for God's sakes. What could happen to City because they've been trying to show their cards all year. It's like they're not letting City get away with this stuff. So we'll see. No. Chelsea's paid some prices. I think Chelsea, if Chelsea was still under Roman, they'd come after him harder, way harder.
Yeah.
Than they did, even though they used to come after him all the time. But if they still had those same charges, they'd strike hard on Roman. I think they're going to do it over at City. All right. Villa, Liverpool, supposed to be a good match. They're playing at the, the top 5 here. They're going to be Champions League, supposedly. There's still a chance that Liverpool can't. I don't know how it works, but it just takes a lot of work for them to drop out. Bournemouth now probably the biggest supporters of Liverpool to win the match, but, they were a little disappointed afterwards. I don't know if they were as disappointed as Mo Salah was after the match, for God's sakes. The Van Dijk even gets a brace in this one, but Morgan Rogers scores, Ollie Watkins scores, John McGinn scores from outside the box, for God's sakes. Yeah. It all comes down to, afterwards, they lose their 20th match in all competitions. Then Salah goes off on Instagram or something.
Instagram, yeah. Lots of the players are liking his post and commenting on it. How do you keep Arne Slot?
Yep.
How?
Talking about how his
I hope they do.
His team crumble.
I hope they do. Forever. I hope they keep Arne Slot forever. But Salah's leaving, obviously, but it's the other players that are we need to get back to, what did he say, heavy metal football or whatever?
Heavy metal attacking form. What are you talking about?
I don't know what he's talking
attacking form.
Maybe that's something that Klopp used to say to them. Who knows?
Opponents feared it.
Yeah, what? I think that they've got to get rid of Slot. They've got to.
They're not. They won't be.
They're not going to, but they've got to.
If they did, they would have hired the guy that went to Chelsea. I'm sure of it. He's one of their biggest stars and stuff like that, and won everything with them.
He clearly doesn't have a good relationship with the players.
No. We saw talking about their identity again, and if Slot had any hair, it would have been rubbed off from being dragged through the dirt by Mo Salah post match. And there's still another game to go. It'd be fun if Salah goes out on the pitch at some point, but I doubt it.
Oh, I don't think Salah plays.
No, not one chance. He'll watch and glare if he even shows up, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
All right. United and Forest played. Again, meaningless match. This is meaningless. Forest.
Utterly meaningless.
Forest is going to be safe. United are going to be in the Champions League. No big deal. The big deal in this one was a call by Michael Salisbury when ball gets played into the box and Brian Mbeumo. It goes off his hip, legit. It hits his arm, legit. Usually, if a ball goes off your body and hits your hip, and it's in close proximity, it's not a handball at all. It's a handball if you kind of grab it and push it against your body for a second so that it drops and you can take a shot.
If you use your arm to control the ball, then it's a handball, but not just it hitting it. No.
VAR called him over and say, "Are you sure You're gonna call this a handball? When he grabs it, they showing him grabbing it. Like was
You know what?
grabbing it, pressing it against himself, and he's like, "Yeah, that's gonna be a
VAR
handball."
is so terrible.
That
It's
wasn't
been
VAR. That's
so.
Albury.
I know,
VAR
but
tried to work.
VAR tried to work. They have tried at the end of the season to like make some of these mistakes up, I feel like. But they have been so bad this year, and the referees have been god awful this year.
There's a lot of work to be done. I don't know how interested they are in doing it, which is crazy.
I don't know.
Which is
either.
crazy.
Yeah.
How do you not want to be better? You have more eyes on you than any other league. How do you not want to be better? I don't get it.
Yeah. I don't get it either.
Drives me nuts. Right. Anyways, United won.
United won. Yeah.
Yeah. It was part of that because Cunha scores a goal and stuff like that. And Bumo actually scores the winner. So there you are. But it didn't matter. Morgan gets white.
Didn't matter.
It's a goal. Everyone's happy in Nottingham.
Yeah. Michael Carrick gets a deal apparently.
Yeah.
This
is what we were talking about last week when nothing was announced. We were saying, you'll probably get a year or two to show you what it can do. It won't be any more than 2 years, so they can always just get rid of them after one if they need to. And there you go. Mm-hmm. Exactly what was, that wasn't a brain dead thing. I think it's smart for him. I think it's smart for United. They have the chance to make a bad decision still, which is a good thing. It's a good thing for football fans. Brentford and Palace drew. It was a interesting match to watch. I just don't like those khaki uniforms that Palace is wearing. I don't get it. Anyways,
I don't like a lot of the uniforms in the league, but those ones are probably up there with the worst.
Yeah, a quick penalty to start things off for Sarr after Kelleher takes him out in the box. Ouattara gets a brace for Brentford to save them. Brentford still involved in getting into Europe for sure. 52 points now. They were in the Conference League spot. I think Chelsea overtook them with that win today. So, Beast, if you really want it,
Let's see.
Go ahead.
I'd rather. Chelsea's up to 8th. Yeah.
Yeah. I'd rather have Chelsea finish 9th than 8th. If it's not Europa League, I don't want them to have extra games.
You don't want
what I mean?
Yeah.
Why? Yeah, it doesn't make any sense. Rest them up and have a good, for once, league season for first time in ages. It feels like actually compete.
You guys need that for sure.
It's gonna take a year for them to get together with the new manager, anyways. Mm-hmm. At least he'll have stayover guys, and I'm sure that we're gonna be seeing guys leave, which will be a big help. And we got to get guys that actually get healthy, like Esteval being out for so long. What a kick in the teeth for not only the club, but for him as well. Moving on. So Chelsea's going to face Sunderland in their last game of the year, I think at the Stadium of Light. This one, they were playing Everton over at Dill Pickleson Stadium. Last time we can say Dill Pickleson Stadium this year. And Everton actually gets the first goal of the match. Merlin roll with a bit of magic. You know what I mean? It wasn't very magical. I think the shot just goes off somebody and in. I just wanted to say Merlin and magic.
Deflection. Merlin and magic, yeah.
That's his first Premier League goal. Brian Brobby has a nice one. James Tarkowski tries to muscle him off the ball in the box and bounces off. Absolutely bounces off like he's a tennis ball hitting your garage door. Boom, on the ground. He gets the ball past pretty easily. Enzo Lefebvre is going to score in this one. Wilson Isidore is going to score in extra time as well. A bad play by Seamus Coleman to set that up. He just lets the ball go through the box or whatever over to Wilson. Seamus Coleman's last match at for Everton, and that's what he'll take the armband off and be remembered by, just how piss poor he was at defending. So there you go. Leeds and Brighton, I didn't think we'd have to talk about at all. And it goes into extra time, and Jan Paul van Hecke makes one of the worst back passes ever. I don't know why the keeper was up at the 18-yard box for whatever reason. Anyways, Calvin Lewin was going to race in, put the ball into the box. He's going to get absolutely wiped out when he gets there, but he's going to score. There's no even card about it afterward. The only person who gets the card is Dom Calvert-Lewin because he doffs the old kit when he's running around so everyone can see a sports bra that he's wearing. What do guys do this? Soccer players, come on.
I wonder if that's got a fitness monitor or heart rate monitor or something
I think
underneath
it's to keep from
but
chafing. It's a chafing thing. No. It could be a problem for Brighton. Losing that one in from their Europa spot. Sunderland now in reach of catching Brighton as well. So there's stuff to play for. It isn't all champagne corks this week. You know what I mean?
No, there's still some. But there's lots of champagne corks.
There's there's already enough empty cans.
Now.
There's already enough empty cans in North London. They're just going to add some extra ones. Yeah, they're not even going to pop champagne. They're probably going to pop whatever it is, Colt 45. I don't know if they have
Lewis Skelly said today while holding a bottle of champagne, they called us bottlers, but now we're holding the bottle.
Yeah, bunch of bottlers. Now.
We're not bottlers anymore. You can't say that.
He just called him. He just called himself one. He just called himself one.
I said no. He did not. He did not.
Fulham. I guess they're a little surprised. The last Premier League match at the Molyneux for maybe a little while, depending on how competitive these owners ever want to be and how much money they enjoy not making by having their club in the championship. Let's see if they press to get back up there sooner than later. They get a nice goal through Mane, and then Mane sets up the second or the tying goal for Fulham because I don't know what he was thinking. He swings wildly at a loose ball in the box and he catches Timothy Castagne, who goes down because he was kicked solidly. And no call was made. VAR is the one who had to come to the rescue again. It's like, you gutless cowards, just do your job. Just do your job. You can see that the ball isn't anywhere close to where his foot was. You can see the guy goes down. Make the call. Make VAR change it. Just make the call right. Right. Anyways, wasn't Fulham, Drew, for all the people that were wondering about that. I think that's all. I think we covered all these matches in record time, considering we spent a little time talking.
We spent half an hour celebrating, and then
let's say celebrating. I think
I spent half an hour celebrating. You did not.
67% of the people on the show celebrated for half an hour, which is good.
It is. It is.
Yeah.
And if Chelsea had ever gotten their act together and won one of these leagues while we've been doing the show, you would have been allowed a half an hour to celebrate too.
All we do is win world championships. The most important trophy you can get handed over.
I'll agree that it's the most important of the least important things. How's that?
We got pretty much for 4 years. We don't even have to defend it for 4 years.
It's so dumb.
We won't get to defend it.
The Club World Cup is so fucking stupid. I'm sorry.
Well, guess what? You're going.
What? I know, and I hate it. I hate that. That's the one thing I hate about this is that now we're in the Club World Cup.
You might as well win it. That's the thing about tournaments. If you're going, you might as well win.
Hate it. I'd rather my players have the summer off. Anyways, predictions for the final week of the season.
So I was telling you, I have a little bit of ground to make up there against young Ferris.
How far behind are you?
I'm 7 games back. I've won for the second
7 games.
Yeah, I've won for the second week in a row. It seems.
So you have to get 8 right, and Ferris has to get none, basically.
Basically, yeah. Like, yeah. I'll need some help. I'll have to get the ball right. He can get 1 or 2. But yeah,
if you get all 10 right, he can get 1 or 2.
Yeah, don't worry because I got this. No problem. No
You got
problem at
this?
all. Yep. Starting off with the matchup we all wanted to see. Good thing these games are all at 10 o'clock in the morning, so I can
Thank God there are no
feverishly
6:30
go through.
games.
Well,
Thank
that's
God
true.
there's no
And
6:30
and
games.
they're all on Sunday.
Yep.
Burnley, Turf Moor against Wolves.
Mm-hmm.
We get the two that are the only two we know who won't be
The only
around
two we
next
know
week.
are relegated. I
Yeah,
don't care.
it's gonna be a draw for me.
Yeah.
Brighton and United. Brighton has something to play for. United's done. United will
I'll go.
probably play their subs.
Yeah, I'll go Brighton. I'll go
Yeah,
Brighton.
I'm gonna go Brighton. They need to win. Palace and Arsenal. Palace needs it.
What does Palace need?
Just a win. Just a win over Arsenal. Just something.
I
It's
think
Ollie
Palace.
Glasner's last day.
Look. Ollie Glasner's last day, but I think they're going to sit all their guys because they've got the Conference League final coming up. So I think that they're going to just take it easy, and Arsenal's just going to take it easy because we've already won. It's not a title decider anymore. They can all do this, and there's nobody going like, "Oh, Crystal Palace sat everybody on the final day, and that's why Arsenal won." No, it's not. So I think it'll be an Arsenal win, but I don't think Palace is playing their guys.
I think before they played City in the FA Cup, they played all their guys. So I can see them playing
I
their
think
guys.
the European trophy is a little bit bigger.
Yeah, then the Oh yeah, for any kind of. Let's be honest. For Palace, anything.
For Palace, anything. Yeah.
Anything. They didn't win, but I think there's going to be a draw.
Okay.
I do not. Yeah, Arsenal's going to play their guys for 20 minutes instead of.
Yeah. Like they're just. This is just going to be a nice, easy, Sunday afternoon for Arsenal. They don't have to worry about anything. They don't have to focus on goals. They can lose. It don't matter.
Yep.
It does not matter. That's the beauty of it.
We got over at the Cottage. We got a game, probably a couple of managers last times out with their clubs. Fulham. I don't know if they have enough to beat Newcastle. I think who will show up. I think they're going to show up for Eddie Howe. So I'm going to pick Newcastle to win that one on the road, which I really don't like picking road games. But there you go. City and Villa.
I'll pick a draw for Newcastle and Fulham.
That's perfectly logical as well. City and Villa. Again, it's going to be subs. Villa has something to play for. Maybe, why would City go out to win just to do someone else a favor? You know what I mean?
Don't think City will care.
Yeah, they couldn't care less. But Pep Guardiola's last match at charge at the Etihad, I'm going to get City to win. That just convinced me. Yeah. Okay. Brentford needs a win over Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if they'll do it, but I think they'll draw.
I think Brentford can do it. Is it at Anfield or is it at GTEC?
It's at Anfield. It's at Anfield.
Yeah, draw's probably smart.
I think, don't they traditionally play better with Brentford? But anyways, yeah, I think they're going to draw with Liverpool. Forest and Bournemouth. Bournemouth, I think, is going to what is it now? Sorry, I didn't take a look. Is that 17 games unbeaten for Bournemouth in the league? Which is
believe so. I'm not sure exactly what the number is, but
yeah, it's 17.
It's been a lot.
It's 17 games straight.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's that's incredible. A great way to finish the season for Adelia, who's leaving. They qualify for Europe for the first time in their history. So it's been a really successful season for Bournemouth.
How do they let him leave? This is the crazy thing.
I don't know.
Just give him money. I think that's all he wants. Is a lot of money. Give him the money. How are you guys going to get this kind of before? Look what he's done for you. Ridiculous.
Yeah.
Bournemouth's going to beat Forest. even if it's at the City Ground. Tottenham and Everton. You want to hold off on that one? Let's hold off on that one.
Yeah, let's hold off on that one. Let's do the Tottenham and West Ham games at the end.
Yeah, we're right there. Just Sunderland and Chelsea. Sunderland has been all over the place, almost Newcastle-ish. Their biggest rival there for the last since the turn of the calendar year. They were so good starting off the year, and then they get sine wavy. Chelsea goes in, and now I don't know if Shabby's going to actually show up over there. I doubt it. I don't think he was at the bridge today. So Callum McFarland's last game at the Hilt for whatever that matters. I think he's friends with some of the guys. You'll know, and the youngsters are of course gonna back him as well because he's been their coach down below, and they've been doing so well. I see Chelsea getting a result. I just don't know. Like I'm gonna try and get Dan correct. First time ever. I just don't know if they beat Sunderland or if they just draw them. But I'm gonna say, God damn it, I'm just gonna say they beat them. Let's say they spoil. Let's spoil Sunderland's summer by beating them at the Stadium of Light. How about that?
That I could see that happening actually.
Okay. It could be the last. Well, it will be. It's not could be. It will be the last match in the Premier League for two of the largest stadiums in English football. Brand spanking new. Spent a lot of money to go and play in the championship. It'll either be West Ham, it'll be Tottenham. West Ham get Leeds.
Yeah.
I just don't see why Leeds puts up much of a fight against West Ham.
I don't either.
West Ham has players, and that if they go, where does Jared Bowen go? He isn't going to the championship. He'll go to it'll go with the thing will say he'll
both
go to
of these teams I think will look drastically different next year.
There's no way Jared Bowen goes to a London-based club. If he anywhere, watch it be goddamn Liverpool to replace Salah, for God's sakes.
Or overseas. I could see him going overseas.
I don't know. So maybe there could be.
Maybe.
I think West Ham is going to beat Leeds. Now the problem is, does Everton have the guts to go in to the North London sewage disposal treatment plant and take 3 points away from the Spuds?
I think they do.
It's not going to be.
I want them to.
It wouldn't be the not the Everton we saw playing their at home. Maybe that'll be enough of a wake-up call for them to do something, though.
Yeah. I think the likely outcome is that West Ham is the one that gets relegated, but I want it to be Tottenham.
Watching those two matches more than I'll be watching the Chelsea one, to tell you the truth.
Those are the two biggest matches of this this next weekend.
It's worth tens, maybe hundreds of millions of dollars. God, I'm gonna say Everton wins.
Okay.
I just think maybe the pressure of having to do it at home cracks Spurs' psyches because it's already dangerously close.
Spurs are under so much pressure.
To see James Maddison go off at the time at the end of the match against Chelsea when they did nothing with it the entire game is crazy. Yeah. It's craziness. They've gone crazy. It'd be so funny if they go. It would be so funny. But also see you later to West Ham too if they get to go. Either way, I'm going to be happy about I'll be happy about whoever drops next week. I have to be happy about something this season, and you'll probably find something to be happy about.
I'm very happy about this season. I'll be even happier if it's Tottenham that goes down. West Ham, I don't care about one way or another. They can stick around and we can beat them up again next year. the league can beat them up again next year, and they can go down next year. I just think it'd be hysterical if the season when Arsenal finally wins the title again, Spurs are the ones who get relegated. So
I just think watch for some funky decisions in Spurs' favor.
I wouldn't be surprised
worth a lot of
if
money
that happens.
They're worth a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
wouldn't.
money
I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. I think the Premier League would prefer West Ham to be the team that goes down.
Oh yeah, yeah.
By far.
Yeah, the citizens of London maybe not, but sure.
Yeah.
There you go. That's it. One more week. You guys. Well, it's clear sailings for you.
It's no pressure, no anxiety. Like the amount of anxiety I've been carrying the last few weeks over this, I realize how much it is now because it's just gone and it's delightful.
Sure. Yeah, I'll be counting down the days till I can see how the board is going to screw over the season for Chelsea, but maybe they've gotten it off to a decent start. We'll see. I'd like it if he showed up and actually had a word about how he'd like to see him, because you think they're going to go back three, because they look good back three, and that's what he plays. So maybe that was just a little hint for people over the last couple of days. Anyways, that's it for us.
That is it for us today. We will be back next week, 5 p.m. Pacific, here on Tuesday on Good Friends, Better Rivals, to recap the final match week of the Premier League season for 2025-26, and start looking towards the World Cup, because that's what's coming up next.
Yep.
Oh. Next week's also your last official Premier League show.
Yeah, speaking of penultimates or whatever, it's been a lot of fun. But guys, I'm only 28 years old. Look what this has done to me. Look at what happened just by talking about Chelsea on the internet. And all these other clubs that are doing better and making me sick to my stomach. But next week is going to be a lot of fun. But I'm not going to be a ghost. I'll be around. It's just my
you'll be around. You'll be on parts of the World Cup coverage this summer. We're going to be doing a lot of watch-alongs. We're going to have the starting 11 going every Tuesday night, unless we're in the middle of a watch-along. So be on the lookout for the World Cup coverage. We'll talk about that a little bit more next week after we recap the final weekend of the Premier League. Ferris will be taking over for Snark as the co-host of this show when the Premier League comes back around for the 26-27 season. Probably change it up a little bit. Probably talk about a lot more other types of leagues and stuff because Ferris watches
Arsenal,
literally everything. It's not going to be all Arsenal. It's not going to be all Arsenal. I guarantee you Ferris is going to find a way to bring up Christian Pulisic and the U.S. men's national team and AC Milan and everything. Everything. So we're going to change it up a little bit because we can't do the exact same show we do now without Snark. So
yeah, I'll be sleeping in a couple at least one day a weekend from now on. It'll be pretty nice. But yeah, I'll still be watching it. I'll just be able to fully focus my rage and hatred towards whoever the hell Chelsea is going to disappoint me by playing. There you go.
All right, Snark, where can people find you this week on the channels?
Well, we got a couple episodes of Rewatchers Council coming up. We got Buffy Season 6, Episode 3, Afterlife to come this week. We'll be talking about that like at 6 o'clock Eastern Time on Thursday. And on Friday, same time, same channel, over on our post-credits channel. I'll be talking about the Season 3, Episode 2 episode, that vision thing. Both, I believe, with that aforementioned Ferris Mathana. And then we'll be back on this very Good Friends, Better Rivals channel to talk about Stanley Cup playoffs at some point next week. Look for us probably Monday with Ryan Christensen. I know you have zero interest in any of the things that's going on right now.
I have a lot of interest. I have a lot of interest. I'm the only one of us with an actual rooting interest still in the Stanley Cup playoffs. So
it's a lot like
I know you don't like this. You don't like this at all.
The only one who had a rooting interest in anything, like both Ryan and I's teams, did not even qualify this year. So not great, not great. But yeah, we'll be talking about the Final Four, what's happening in the the 2 semifinal matches, any kind of news that's going to pop up, which there has been a ton of all throughout the playoffs. Usually they wait until after the Stanley Cup playoffs to announce stuff. They've been announcing things, it seems,
they
once
have.
a week,
They have.
which has been bananas. But anyways, that'll be coming up next week, just before the final edition of Starting 11 for the 25-26 season. It's time for you to get the champagne off the ice here, Adelia. Time to go pop.
Not going to have champagne.
Pop and
not
break
going to have champagne. No, I'm not going to have champagne. I don't drink. But I think I might have a nice glass with some strawberry lemonade in it or something on the show.
Go hose down your neighbor. They won't even know what you're doing.
No.
Okay. Very good.
I don't have neighbors like that. So
you can wear those ski goggles like they do in the locker rooms.
Ski goggles. Yeah, so you don't get the champagne in your eyes. Yeah.
Smart. Safety first.
Safety first. As for me, I will be back on this channel on Friday night with Ferris and Shug, I believe, will be on that show too on our episode of The Pulse. Friday night, 7 p.m. Pacific. Not sure what we're going to talk about, but I guarantee you we're going to talk about this championship some more. So tune in there. And then over on the post credits on Thursday at 7:30 Pacific, Shug and I are talking about episodes 3 and 4 of the WandaVision series that Marvel did on our Marvel Cinematic Universe Rewatchers Council. And then on Sunday night, I believe at 7:30 Pacific as well, Brandy's got me watching,
Housewives?
Real Housewives of Rhode Island.
Mm-hmm.
Snark, my worst nightmare has come true. They have renewed this series for season 2.
It will be your forever show.
I hate this. But Brandy loves it, and I don't understand why people find this entertaining. But I love doing the show with her. So we have a review of that this week's episode on Sunday night, 7:30 Pacific on the post credits. You can get to the post credits channel by going to thepostcredits.com. You can also subscribe to this channel, like this video, share it with your friends, do all that stuff. We're going to have so much World Cup coverage, you guys, coming up. And so I really appreciate everyone who's subscribed lately. We're up over 450 subscribers, which was a dream a few months ago. So thank you, everyone, for joining us. Thank you, everyone who was in the chat today. Neko, Liam, Yusuf, BX Gunner. Appreciate you all. And Arsenal are champions. And I know Snark doesn't like it, but I certainly do. We'll talk to you all next week. Bye.